Extraordinary quest, harvesting the elusive Brazil nut, a seed so rare and valuable it fuels entire economies and sustains ancient traditions. For centuries, this jungle giant has resisted domestication, thriving only in the untouched forests where nature reigns supreme. To reach the prized nuts, harvesters must brave venomous snakes, relentless insects, and treacherous terrain for weeks at a time, venturing far from civilization with only the most basic tools. Will they emerge victorious with the jungle's gold, or will the rainforest's dangers prove too great? Welcome to Brazil, home to the Amazon rainforest, one of the richest ecosystems on Earth, and the only place where the Brazil nut tree grows wild. Towering up to 50 meters high and living for over 500 years, this tree is not just a marvel of nature, but a guardian of life for local communities and wildlife alike. Each year, deep within the forest, thousands of pods fall to the jungle floor, marking the start of the Brazil nut harvest, a season filled with adventure, danger, and resilience. Each pod, weighing up to 2.5 kilograms, contains nearly 24 seeds encased in rock-hard shells. Known for their nutritional value and rich flavor, Brazil nuts are a global delicacy and a key source of income for Amazonian harvesters. Yet, nature offers no shortcuts. The trees only produce in undisturbed forests, making the journey to gather them an expedition into the unknown. From sunrise, the gatherers, known as castanheiros, prepare for their journey, packing essential supplies, food, ropes, machetes, and baskets for collecting the pods. Most will travel for days along ancient trails, cutting their way through dense underbrush before reaching the remote groves where the trees grow. During harvest season, campfires flicker under massive canopies. The forest hums with life while castanheiros endure sweltering heat, humidity, and biting insects. Yet despite these hardships, they press forward, driven by tradition and the hope of a good season. Each day is a test of endurance and skill, a challenge measured not in hours, but in obstacles overcome. Castaneros move from tree to tree, searching for fallen pods, careful to listen for the sound of dropping fruit, which can strike with lethal force from dozens of meters above. Collecting the pods requires not just vigilance, but strategy. A misstep could result in serious injury or days of lost work. Once the pods are gathered, the next grueling phase begins. With a swift blow of a machete, each pod is cracked open, revealing the precious seeds inside, protected by yet another hard shell. The nuts are then sorted, cleaned, and packed for transport to processing facilities miles away. Yet the journey is far from over. Transporting the Brazil nuts through the rainforest is a logistical feat of its own. Navigating winding rivers and rugged terrain, the harvesters often rely on canoes pulled by hand or motor through muddy tributaries, carrying hundreds of kilograms of nuts in the process. The Amazon becomes both an ally and a test of will. At the heart of this journey lies not just economic survival, but ecological preservation. Brazil nuts can only grow in untouched forests, where a complex network of bees, bats, and rodents enables their reproduction. This unique requirement makes the Brazil nut one of the few forest products that actually benefits from conservation rather than deforestation. The work of these harvesters is more than just labor. It's a lifeline for the rainforest itself. Their effort protects the forest from destruction by giving it economic value, while preserving ancient indigenous knowledge passed down through generations. Each swing of the machete, each pod collected echoes centuries of human history in harmony with nature. Today, the Brazil nut industry supports over 20,000 families in Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia, helping to sustain local economies and preserve one of the last great wildernesses on Earth. And as climate change threatens these delicate ecosystems, the work of the castaneiros has never been more critical. The nuts arrive at small village hubs where they're dried, cracked, and sorted by hand. Women and children often join this phase, contributing vital labor and ensuring every nut meets export quality standards. From here, they move to larger processing centers where the shells are removed and the nuts are packaged for shipment to global markets. Each Brazil nut we consume carries with it a story, a journey through one of the harshest yet most beautiful places on Earth. Every bite reflects the sacrifice and resilience of the people who risk their lives to bring this treasure from the forest floor to our homes. But did you know that beyond the wild Amazon, another world of nut harvesting exists? From mechanized orchards in California to precision farms in Africa, the global nut industry is a blend of ancient practices and modern science. Let's travel beyond the rainforest to explore the evolution of nut harvesting in today's high-tech world. Modern nut farms look vastly different from the remote forests of South America. Here, machines do what humans once did by hand. Towering shakers grip tree trunks with mechanical arms and in seconds shake thousands of ripe nuts onto the ground in a process designed for speed and efficiency. Next, sweeping machines glide through rows, collecting the fallen nuts and sending them off for processing. High-tech sorters scan for quality, while automated shellers crack and separate with near-perfect accuracy. In countries like the US, Australia and Turkey, nut production has become a science. From irrigation management to climate monitoring, every stage is controlled to ensure consistent harvests and top-tier product quality. These advancements have revolutionized the industry, but they also raise critical questions about sustainability and ecological impact. Where traditional harvesting preserves forests, large-scale nut farms can consume vast amounts of water and often replace biodiverse ecosystems with monoculture fields. Yet efforts are underway to address these challenges. Sustainable certifications, crop rotation and regenerative farming techniques are emerging as essential practices for future resilience. From ancient jungle traditions to robotic arms in mechanized fields, the story of nut harvesting is a reflection of our evolving relationship with the natural world. It reveals both our ingenuity and our responsibility to protect what nature has given us. So if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel to discover more extraordinary stories from the world of agriculture and nature. What part of the Brazil nut harvest amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments. And remember, every nut has a story behind it, one of labor, legacy, and the enduring power of nature. Welcome to the beautiful countryside of Thailand, where each jackfruit is more than just a fruit. It's a testament to the patience and love for the land held by the people here. Today, we'll follow Thai farmers on their journey, from tiny seeds to harvesting these giant jackfruits. This is a story of dedication, tradition and pride, passed down through generations. In Thailand, every jackfruit carries the sweet taste and the story of meticulous care. Join us as we begin the journey to discover the process of growing, nurturing and harvesting this unique fruit. It all starts with a seed carrying not just potential, but a legacy. These seeds, chosen from the juiciest and healthiest jackfruits of the previous harvest, hold the promise of another bountiful season. In the skilled hands of these farmers, each seed is nurtured with care, ensuring the continuation of a tradition passed down through generations. These seeds are lovingly placed into hand-prepared soil beds, where they receive just the right amount of sunlight, water, and attention. As they sprout into delicate seedlings, their journey toward becoming the sweet giants of the field truly begins. Under the watchful eyes of the farmers, these seedlings grow strong and resilient. Once ready, they are transplanted into the fields, where their growth will continue until they are ready to bear fruit. Planting a jackfruit tree is a labor of love, rooted in tradition. Each seedling is placed in the ground with precision, ensuring it has enough space to grow and thrive. With patience, the farmers work tirelessly, using techniques refined over generations. Weeding around the base of the trees is an essential part of the care process. The farmers meticulously remove each weed, keeping the soil around the trees clean and well ventilated, allowing the trees to absorb all the nutrients they need to grow strong. This time-consuming and labor-intensive work is crucial to ensuring the jackfruit trees don't have to compete with weeds for nutrients. With such careful attention, the jackfruit trees grow stronger each day, preparing for a bountiful harvest. From watering and fertilizing to weeding, every step contributes to nurturing the sweet jackfruit that will soon reach everyone's hands. After years of care, the trees finally bear their bounty. The jackfruits grow to impressive sizes, sometimes reaching up to 90 centimeters in length and weighing as much as 30 kilograms. But the real art lies in knowing when they're ready. The farmers listen for that perfect hollow sound as they tap the rind, signaling that the fruit is at its peak. Harvesting jackfruit is a delicate art that requires both precision and experience, honed over many seasons. The process starts early in the morning, when the air is cool and the light is just right. With a skilled hand, the farmer uses a sharp knife to make a clean, careful cut at the stem. Precision is key to avoid damaging the fruit or the tree. Once cut, the jackfruit is gently lowered or caught by another farmer, ensuring it doesn't bruise upon landing. Harvesting jackfruit is more than just a task. It's the culmination of months of hard work. The jackfruits are then loaded onto carts, ready for their journey to the market or processing facilities. Each fruit is a testament to the farmer's dedication and skill, a moment of pride and fulfillment. Once harvested, these jackfruits make their way to the heart of Thailand's vibrant street markets. Here, the fruit is transformed into a popular street food, where vendors skillfully slice and package the sweet golden flesh. The aroma of ripe jackfruit fills the air, drawing locals and tourists alike to experience the taste of Thailand. Street food is where the true essence of jackfruit is appreciated. Sold fresh, this fruit is a favorite snack, known for its unique sweetness and satisfying texture. It's a simple pleasure that connects the people of Thailand to their land and tradition. Thai jackfruit has long been a favorite fresh fruit, loved by both locals and tourists for its sweet aromatic flavor. However, to extend its shelf life and create a delicious snack, jackfruit undergoes a modern processing method in factories. Here, carefully selected ripe jackfruits are sliced and then dried with precision. The drying process preserves the unique flavor of the jackfruit, transforming it into a convenient and nutritious treat that is enjoyed worldwide. Before we wrap up our journey with the incredible jackfruit, a true tropical treasure, let's dive into another fascinating fruit. Welcome to today's exciting journey, discovering one of the most controversial yet beloved fruits, the durian. In this video, we'll dive deep into each stage of growing, harvesting and processing durian, showing you the skill and effort behind every delicious bite. Don't worry, we'll guide you through it smoothly. Just be ready to hold your nose, if you need to. Durian trees aren't easy to please. To get those ripe, golden durians we love, farmers have to start with the basics. Tilling the soil, selecting the best seeds, and nurturing the young trees for years. It takes at least 5 to 7 years for a durian tree to fully mature and bear fruit. When the season comes, each tree can yield between 50 to 100 fruits. And if you're lucky, one durian can weigh up to 15 pounds, enough for a sweet feast. But growing durian isn't just about waiting for the trees to grow. Farmers have to carefully manage water, fertilizer, and especially pests. A small mistake could lead to a ruined harvest or poor quality fruit. Growing durian requires patience, deep knowledge, and a lot of love for the crop. durians are ripe and ready, it's time to harvest. And if you think it's as easy as picking apples, think again. Harvesting durian is an art, not just because the fruit is heavy and covered in spikes, but also because they grow on trees as tall as 50 feet. The farmer has to climb up, pick the ripe fruit and cut it with precision. One wrong move and the durian could fall and cause more than just bruised fruit. It could cause bruises on you too. It may look simple, but each season farmers climb dozens of trees and harvest hundreds of durians in a single day. On average, one farmer can harvest between 200 and 300 durians per day, depending on the height of the trees and their skill. And if all the trees ripen at once, it's a race against time to get them all down. After harvesting, the next step is transporting the durians to the warehouse. But it's not just about tossing them onto a truck. Durian fruits are very sensitive to impact. If not handled carefully, you could end up with a truckload of smashed durians. They need to be stacked carefully to avoid damage. Each truck can carry between 3,000 to 6,000 pounds of durians. And if not done right, you might have a truck that smells like durian way too soon. This may seem simple, but it actually requires a lot of calculation to ensure that the durians stay fresh and intact by the time they reach consumers. Any rough handling could damage the fruit's texture and taste, so every trip must be meticulously planned. While durian is popular as a whole fruit, did you know it's also the star ingredient in many street food creations? From durian smoothies and ice cream to durian cake, the unique flavor of this fruit has inspired countless mouth-watering dishes. But be careful, not everyone can handle the distinctive smell of durian, especially in crowded places. Though the smell may be controversial, the rich, creamy flavor of durian keeps people coming back for more. Just one bite, and you'll understand why durian is called the king of fruits. And if you think durian only comes in whole fruit form, think again. To bring durians to global markets, they must go through a careful processing procedure. In modern factories, durians are peeled, the flesh is separated, and the fruit is neatly packaged. These factories can process thousands of durians a day, and with advanced technology, each piece of durian is kept fresh and flavorful. Factories can process up to 10,000 durians per day, with each fruit carefully inspected for quality before packaging and distribution. Thanks to this process, you can enjoy durian anywhere, anytime, without worrying about those pesky spikes. If you've ever tried durian, let us know in the comments below. How do you like to enjoy it? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting journeys of your favorite foods. Currently, there are over 500 species of wild pigeons and more than 175 breeds of domesticated pigeons found across the globe. From tropical jungles to temperate cities, pigeons have adapted remarkably well to their environments. With such incredible diversity, humans have learned to harness the intelligence and unique traits of these birds, transforming them into a highly valuable resource. Pigeons today are mainly raised for two purposes: meat production and racing. In agriculture, they play a notable economic role. Commercial pigeon farming requires relatively low startup costs, yet offers high returns, making it an appealing livelihood for farmers across the world. In fact, the market for pigeon meat in the Asia-Pacific region alone was valued at up to $95 billion in 2023, reflecting the industry's immense growth and potential. Pigeon farming not only boosts income for countless households, but also promotes sustainable agricultural practices and contributes to rural development. To raise high-quality meat pigeons, farmers begin by selecting strong, healthy breeding pairs. These birds must have shiny feathers, clear eyes, and no signs of disease. Ideal pairs are fertile and capable of laying multiple eggs consistently, ensuring a steady supply of squab for the farm. Among all breeds, French pigeons are especially favored for their fast growth, reliable reproduction, and strong adaptability to the climates of Asia. Due to these advantages, many farms adopt centralized systems where pigeons are kept in controlled environments rather than allowed to roam freely. This method improves supervision and management. Even in semi-free-range systems, pigeon lofts are designed with care. Tall, well-ventilated spaces with wide walkways and 3 to 4 feet between each row of cages. Every cage is equipped with lighting and ventilation to ensure bright, cool, and hygienic living conditions. Notably, each breeding pair is kept in a separate cage to enhance health monitoring and breeding efficiency. These cages include all the essentials: feeding troughs, water dispensers, and nesting boxes to provide optimal comfort. The cages are stacked with a 2 to 4 inch gap between tiers to allow proper airflow, keeping the environment clean and breathable. Nutrition plays a critical role in pigeon farming success. Each day, farmers prepare a scientifically balanced feed mix that typically includes grains like corn and green beans, combined with nutrient-rich additives. All ingredients are measured precisely and mixed using modern equipment. Once ready, the feed is delivered directly to the lofts. Farmers use carts or special tools to distribute it evenly into each trough. As the grains hit the trays, pigeons rush in with excitement, creating a lively, energetic scene. This efficient feeding system ensures that every bird is well nourished and develops evenly. In addition to feeding, cleanliness and air circulation are top priorities. During summer, cages are cleaned daily to prevent bacterial buildup. In winter, although the cleaning schedule may be lighter, keeping the space dry and uncontaminated remains vital. Disease prevention is especially crucial. Young pigeons with weaker immune systems are sensitive to their surroundings, so maintaining hygiene is key to minimizing health risks. At around 4 to 6 months of age, female pigeons begin their reproductive cycle. Although they lay only 1 to 2 eggs per clutch, large-scale farms still gather thousands of eggs every day. Because of their limited supply, pigeon eggs are rare and highly prized, sometimes worth up to 10 times more than chicken eggs. Most of these eggs are kept for incubation to expand the flock. Each farm can conduct 8 to 10 breeding cycles per year. After about 17 to 18 days of incubation, the baby pigeons, called squabs, begin to hatch. Farmers handle them with great care, then transfer them to the nursery where they are placed with parent birds in a quiet, safe nest. Here they receive crop milk, a nutrient-rich fluid produced by the parents, which is crucial for their early growth. Within days, the squabs start adjusting to supplemental feed. By around 26 days old, they are ready for the next stage of growth. Over the next few weeks, the young birds become increasingly active and independent. By 4 to 5 weeks old, they are fully developed and strong enough to join the main flock or begin their own breeding cycle. At about 2 months old, pigeons reach market weight and are ready for harvest. Farmers carefully sort out the best quality birds and distribute them to restaurants and suppliers. In China, one of the world's leading producers of pigeon meat, large-scale farms in regions like Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Hainan sell young pigeons every 4 days, maintaining a steady output of up to 3,000 birds per batch. The processing of pigeon meat is similar to that of other poultry, but highly automated to ensure food safety. Each bird goes through a series of steps: bleeding, plucking, cleaning, all completed quickly using modern production lines. Once processed, pigeons are usually packaged whole to retain flavor and freshness. Pigeon meat is highly nutritious, especially young pigeon meat, rich in protein, vitamins and minerals. Among the many delicious dishes, fried pigeon stands out. When cooked perfectly, the skin turns golden and crispy, while the meat inside stays juicy and tender. The aroma alone is enough to entice any food lover. In places like Florida, pigeons with vibrant plumage are not just raised for economic reasons, they're admired for their aesthetic beauty. Pigeon keeping has become a refined, even artistic hobby for many. These birds are not only visually stunning, but are also known for their remarkable navigation and memory, making them ideal for homing and racing. Racing pigeons, in particular, require specialized training. Around Waumeki Kingdada says, 6 old, once their feathers are fully developed, they begin flying exercises. Unlike meat pigeons, racers are raised for performance, with large open spaces for practice. In countries like the Netherlands, UK and the US, pigeon racing is a beloved sport. Clubs regularly organize races covering distances from 100 to 300 miles. The bird that returns home the fastest wins. Some champion racing pigeons are so exceptional they're valued at over $1 million. These thrilling competitions have sparked a passionate community of breeders and fans around the world. Breeders focus on birds with strong bodies, unique colors and superb flying skills, investing heavily to raise elite champions. Driven by the excitement of competition and the pursuit of excellence, pigeon racing has become both a prestigious hobby and a lucrative profession. From rural farms to million-dollar races, the world of pigeons is full of opportunity, blending agriculture, sport, and art into one remarkable industry. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Tell us what aspect of pigeon farming fascinates you most. The mass harvesting and production of mangoes is completely changing the availability of this beloved fruit, making it more accessible and abundant than ever. Here's how they harvest and process millions of mangoes. Welcome to AgroTech Solutions. How they harvest and process millions of mangoes. Mangoes, a delicious fruit loved all over the world, are usually planted in late spring, the ideal time for farmers to start a new crop. Let's discover how this farmer named John cleverly uses steel wire on his farm to protect mango trees, helping them stand firm against strong winds and not fall over. Wires are used to keep the mango trees growing firmly, ensuring that the mangoes do not fall. Experience the process of caring for mango trees from planting to harvesting. You will feel the joy and satisfaction when picking the naturally sweet fruits yourself. The time from planting to harvesting mangoes on farms is usually about 2 to 3 years. During the flowering season, the mango trees begin to grow, and after about 105 days, the mangoes are ready to harvest. In a fertile farm in Miguel Hidalgo, Mexico, the mango harvest begins in the peaceful mornings. For the low mango trees, farmers use their hands to gently pick each fruit without the help of any other tools. This traditional method not only ensures that the plant is not damaged, but also keeps the mangoes intact and ripe. Mangoes that have not yet reached perfect ripeness remain on the branches, waiting for the next day to be picked, ensuring the best quality. But for tall mango trees, a different technique is used. Long poles with strong nets attached are used to collect the mangoes from above. At the end of each harvest, the mangoes are collected in large baskets, ready for the next journey to the processing area. After harvesting, the mangoes are collected and arranged in baskets, then transferred to the inspection area. Here, the remaining small stems on the fruit are carefully trimmed. After this step, the mangoes are transported to the processing facility to be prepared for the market in various forms. First, the mangoes are placed on a sorting machine with rollers. These bars are driven by horizontal chains, gently pushing the mangoes forward while rotating. This sorting process helps to check and remove any unripe or diseased fruit, ensuring the best quality of the product. Next, the mangoes are put into a washing machine where high-pressure water washes away all dirt. Before starting, they undergo a short heat treatment in hot water to eliminate an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase, an invisible enemy that can discolor and lose the characteristic flavor of mango juice. After the initial processing steps, the mangoes are coated with a protective layer, packaged in boxes and ready for the market. At the production facility, the process of turning fresh mangoes into juice begins. The qualified mangoes are transferred to the processing area, where a rigorous process is taking place. In addition, a large amount of mangoes are also exported to many other countries, contributing to the development of the international market. After heat treatment, the mangoes are peeled, de-seeded, and crushed using sophisticated equipment. The modern high-performance mango crusher performs all these steps seamlessly, achieving up to 99.5% efficiency, ensuring maximum pulp recovery and minimal waste. This exceptional efficiency ensures that most of the mango pulp is extracted, minimizing waste to the maximum extent. The reduction in pulp not only improves overall productivity, but also enhances the economic efficiency of the mango juice production process. The peel, seeds, and pulp are separated and removed from the machine in separate steps, ensuring a smooth and efficient process. Although the crushing process can be done without a crusher, this results in greater loss of mango pulp and requires more work. At the facility, trained staff use special knives with adjustable blades to peel mangoes. They fine-tune the thickness of the blade based on the shape of each fruit, minimizing waste of the flesh. After peeling, the mango flesh is separated from the hard seed using a specialized slicer, ensuring the process is efficient and precise. After the mango is peeled and the flesh is separated from the hard seed using a slicer, the mango flesh is cut into small pieces and transferred to a bubble washer. This machine uses a mixture of mild detergent with a small amount of water, creating bubbles through air pressure for a more thorough clean, removing small debris such as hair and dust. The mango flesh is then lifted to drain naturally before being transferred to specialist machines for further processing, including degassing. At this stage, the vacuum machine will remove some of the oxygen in the mango flesh, preventing oxidation, protecting the juice container, and extending the mango drink shelf life. The next step is homogenization. The sliced mango flesh is initially crushed by hand to reduce large pieces, then fed into a homogenizer for further smoothing, creating a uniform texture. The mango juice is then filled into bottles. The bottles are prepared in batches, moving in a circular motion as they reach the filling valve. The filling process is carried out under the influence of gravity, and when the juice reaches the required level, the bottle is lowered and separated from the valve. Next, the bottle is transferred to the capping machine, where the device has two main components: a rotating stopper that holds the bottleneck in place and a capping unit that performs a tight closure. Finally, the juice-filled bottles are transferred to the labeling machine, completing the processing. In a large warehouse, filled with the aroma of ripe mangoes, the mango canning process begins. The bright yellow mangoes are carefully harvested and left to ripen naturally in the warehouse, soaking up all the sunshine and the sweetest flavors of summer. Once they have reached the perfect ripeness, the mangoes are transferred to processing tanks where they are ground into a fine, fragrant powder. Next, the balance tank. Each drop of the golden liquid flows into the cans. The products are then thoroughly quality checked, ensuring that each can of mango retains its sweet flavor and perfect texture. Finally, the mango cans are carefully sealed and stored at room temperature, ready to be placed on supermarket shelves. Thanks to this canning process, consumers can enjoy the wonderful taste of ripe mangoes all year round, turning cans of golden mangoes into precious summer gifts long after the season has passed. Have you ever tried frozen mangoes? Here, all mangoes are peeled and cut into small pieces. The hygiene process in the factory is strictly monitored, ensuring quality and food safety before reaching consumers. The experience of freeze-dried mango begins with selecting ripe, delicious mangoes, then washing them and cutting them into thin slices. These mango slices are frozen at extremely low temperatures in a vacuum environment, helping to remove water while preserving flavor and nutrition. They are sealed, providing a delicious, vitamin-rich freeze-dried mango product, ideal for a snack. The process of producing VUT mango juice begins with selecting quality mangoes, washing them, peeling them, and cutting them into pieces. The mangoes are then squeezed for juice using cold press technology, filtered to remove the pulp, and sugar or citric acid can be added. The juice is bottled, quality tested and distributed to consumers, ensuring safety and delicious taste. Each year, more than 2,000 tons of red king crab, equivalent to over 4.4 million pounds, are harvested from the freezing, volatile waters surrounding the Alaskan coast. These prized crustaceans bring in a staggering commercial value of up to $43 million annually. But what lies behind that number is not just a profitable industry. It is a battle, one fought against nature's fury in one of the most unforgiving marine environments on Earth. From the roaring gales of the Bering Sea to the icy decks of crab fishing vessels, the journey of the king crab is one of precision, tradition, danger, and resilience. It's not only a seafood delicacy, it's the result of relentless effort, centuries of maritime knowledge, and a profound respect for the ocean. Today, AgroTech Solutions takes you aboard the vessels, beneath the waves, and into the processing plants to reveal the untold story behind Alaska's king crab, an enduring symbol of luxury on dinner tables across the globe. Alaska's red king crabs are among the largest and most magnificent crustaceans in the world. With their hard, spiny exoskeletons, elongated legs that stretch wide across trays, and a vibrant reddish hue, they are unmistakable in both appearance and culinary reputation. Inside, the meat is tender, succulent, and naturally sweet. Qualities that have made it a staple in high-end seafood restaurants and specialty markets worldwide. The legs are the star of the show, and they are often served with minimal preparation, steamed, boiled, or grilled, preserving the flavor developed in nature's coldest waters. But these delicacies do not come easy. Harvesting them is not just a job, it's a seasonal race against time. The crab fishing season in Alaska runs from October through January. In these few short weeks, fishers must brave extreme weather conditions to seize the fleeting opportunity when crabs are most abundant and accessible. Before even setting foot on the open sea, crab fishing crews must conduct thorough preparations. Their vessels are specially engineered to navigate the harsh North Pacific. Reinforced steel hulls, thermal protected gear, and advanced radar and sonar systems ensure not only efficiency, but safety. Everything is tested. Mechanical arms, cranes, winches, navigational controls, all must be in flawless condition. The fishing gear is no less impressive. At the heart of the harvest are steel crab pots, durable cages that can weigh up to 800 pounds each. Designed with wide funnel-like entrances and internal bait compartments, these traps are built to catch only mature king crabs, leaving juveniles and other species unharmed. Crews load each pot with fresh bait, typically oily fish like herring or cod, and stack them high on the ship's deck. Once at sea, these traps will be dropped into the depths, reaching 200 to 600 feet below the surface. There, they wait silently in the cold darkness, luring crabs over hours or even days, depending on the conditions. Every move is calculated, every decision counts. Weather reports are studied obsessively. Routes are mapped with care. In these waters, mistakes can be deadly. When it's time to haul the pots, adrenaline surges through the crew. The traps, now heavy with ice, salt, and possibly hundreds of pounds of live crab, are lifted from the seafloor by hydraulic cranes and swung onto the boat's deck. It's a high-stakes moment. Each pot is a gamble, sometimes full, sometimes empty. Crews move quickly, working with clockwork precision to sort the haul before the next pot surfaces. Each crab is measured and examined. Federal regulations require that only male crabs of a certain size can be kept. Females and juveniles are returned to the ocean to ensure the sustainability of the population. This careful selection is vital, not just for the health of the species, but for the future of the entire fishery. The risks don't end with the ocean. On deck, slippery surfaces, sharp claws, and heavy machinery pose constant hazards. Add in sub-zero temperatures and powerful waves, and you have one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Once sorted, the king crabs are placed in onboard holding tanks filled with chilled seawater. These tanks are more than containers. They are carefully controlled ecosystems designed to mimic the crab's natural habitat. Continuous water circulation ensures oxygen levels remain high, while stable temperatures reduce stress on the crabs. This not only keeps the crabs alive during transit, but preserves the quality of their meat. Stress, temperature fluctuations, or poor oxygenation can damage the crab's meat, dulling its natural sweetness and reducing market value. So every detail matters, from the depth of the water to its salinity. Even minor mistakes can compromise thousands of dollars worth of product. When the vessels return to port, the crabs are transferred to high-tech processing plants where the next stage begins. Each crab is again inspected, sorted, and prepared for processing. Some crabs are sold live. Others are destined for high-end markets where only the legs are sold. At this stage, precision takes over. Robotic systems equipped with specialized sensors and cutting blades separate the crab legs cleanly and efficiently, minimizing waste. The legs are then steamed, boiled, or gently cooked, preserving their natural flavor and extending shelf life. Next comes freezing, an essential step. Rapid freezing locks in moisture, flavor, and nutrients. Whether the product is bound for Tokyo, Paris, or New York, the freezing ensures that the customer experiences the same taste as if they were on the Alaskan coast. Some legs are vacuum-packed whole, ready for chefs seeking elegance on the plate. Others are trimmed and portioned for retail customers. Beyond the legs, there is the treasure inside, the delicate meat within the crab's body. This meat, often extracted manually or with delicate machinery, is cleaned, sorted, and packed under hygienic conditions. In cleanroom environments, workers sort the meat by grade, carefully removing shell fragments or imperfections. Then, the meat is vacuum sealed into containers and frozen using specialized technology that maintains freshness without preservatives. These products are incredibly popular among consumers looking for convenience without sacrificing quality. Whether it's for crab cakes, sushi, or gourmet seafood dips, the extracted king crab meat carries the same luxurious essence as the full leg. King crab fishing in Alaska is more than just a seasonal trade, it's a legacy. Passed from one generation to the next, it reflects a deep understanding of the sea, a respect for natural limits, and a commitment to sustainable harvest. At its heart, this industry is a delicate dance between tradition and innovation, between exploitation and preservation. From the depths of the Bering Sea to the elegance of a five-star restaurant, every king crab leg tells a story. A story of extreme conditions, of resilience, of people who rise before dawn and face bitter cold just to deliver something perfect to your plate. At AgroTech Solutions, we believe that behind every harvest is a human story worth telling. Join us again as we continue to uncover the incredible, often unseen world of modern agriculture and seafood production. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to explore more untold stories of resilience, innovation, and flavor from around the world. Deep in the untamed wilds of the Amazon rainforest, a group of resilient gatherers embarks on an extraordinary quest, harvesting the elusive Brazil nut, a seed so rare and valuable it fuels entire economies and sustains ancient traditions. For centuries, this jungle